Alright guys, so after the short video of running the LST and checking out the diffs, which I'm pretty sure are good, I continued to run the truck for about 15-20 minutes after that. And I was still doing donuts and stuff like that. I guess it was kind of stupid on my part, but you know, it's a LST, man. It's a monster truck. I was ripping it. Truck went up on two wheels, and when I gave it gas, I heard a snap, and then it just wouldn't go anymore. It just stopped. There was no more motion, no more forward motion. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna probably have to get into this transmission, but it's right now it's turning. I think it's catching. I don't know if one of the pins. Right now it's running. I don't know if one of the pins in the tranny broke, but it feels a little rough, and it's not the diff. It's here in the transmission. So yeah, right there. See, I can turn it freehand and nothing's happening. Alright, so I either broke the pin in here and maybe jacked up the forward output gear, or the ring gear or the pinion gear, one of the gears. Hopefully they're not messed up. If they are, I have a bunch of these transmission parts, so we'll be able to get it fixed. But so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these spur gears off and see if it's not the pin here, which I don't think it is, behind the slipper pads, slipper cage. And then I'll cut the video. Y'all don't need to see me actually pulling the transmission out, I don't think. It's just 4 screws and one screw that holds the engine mount itself underneath right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one right here. It's actually the brake assembly screw right there. So let me pull this slipper off real quick, and then I'll, if I need to, I'll get the transmission out and we'll go over that transmission. We'll R&R it together. Alright, so let's get this off first. Also, evidently, on these bead locks, these are the Weld Racing 23mm bead locks. I've got them on this one with the 40 series Road Rage, and then I've also got them on my Big Joes, which have never even touched the ground. But you can see where they're pulling out right here. This one's actually worse, so I just need to pull them off. And I didn't glue them the first time. I was hoping that the bead locks would just hold them in, but I got a feeling I may have to glue them on this one because it's... And I've run this truck a couple of times and haven't had any issues, but this time I have. So, and these are a pain in the ass, man, because you have all these screws, man. There's like 1,000 of those bitches, man. So anyway, let's get this off. And I already broke the nut loose on the slipper. There's supposed to be a thrust bearing in here, which is a little washer with 8 tiny bearings, but I've run them without it forever and just cranked it down. That's probably part of my problem. I think I addressed this before in another video, is I may need to go ahead and get that thrust bearing and let it have just a little bit of slip. It's too much. I'll just try and get that pop, but I think it's just too much wear and tear on the truck, the diff, the transmission, everything. So on here, you're going to have 1 nut, 1 spring, and since I don't have the thrust bearing, I'm using 3 washers. So we'll get all that off. There's 4 washers. And then what I do is I just pull this one out first, and this has the high-speed bearing in here. It's either the high or the low speed, I'm not sure which one. And these suckers, these little bearings right here, 30 bucks for that little thing, man. It's crazy. I've got 2 of them, and you can get them. There's plenty of them out there. But anyway, so my spur looks good. Everything's cool there. And then you have your second speed here. And all that is it just works with centrifugal force. Just opens up at a certain RPM. It'll just open up and catch it and engage that second gear there. And then you have this cam bushing in here. Also, you don't want to lose these, is you have these little spacers here. Oh, the other one is still in there. So you have 2 spacers here. You definitely don't want to lose those. This cam set right here is also about 29 bucks for this. I've got a couple of those. I've lost one of these before, and you just can't do anything without it. So, and then this is what I was talking about. It's just a spring, and you got 2 screws, 2 springs, and you tighten it down to shift sooner or later. Alright, and then obviously you have your slipper cage here, which all this looks fine. This is your slipper cage. So all that looks good right there. And the pin is in here and it's okay. Yeah, it's something in the transmission here, I think. I don't know if y'all can hear my dogs, man. They're going crazy. My stepdaughter and her fiance are out there throwing the ball. I got a, y'all know, I don't know if you know or not, but I'm in the moving business. I had a customer give me about 200 brand new Little League baseballs. So they're out there throwing the balls around a little bit, driving the dogs crazy. So, alright. So you can see I'm turning it and it's no bueno. Alright, so it's definitely the transmission, and I already know what happened. There's another pin in there, like this one, a little one like that, in the transmission, and I snapped it. Just doing those donuts out there, it's just too hard on it. But you know, this is part of the fun for me, man. Bash them, break them, fix them. I'll probably work on a little bit tonight. Tomorrow I'm going down to the coast to see my son and 5 of my grandkids. I'll see both of my sons, 5 of my grandkids down there. It's little Jax's birthday, and we're going to go down there and have a little get together. We'll be back on Monday though, or on tomorrow night, so it's just a one-day trip. And then I have a 13-day straight stretch of working, moving people's shit. Hopefully I can get off a day or 2 early. But anyway, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down right now and pull this transmission out, and I'll fire this video back up so we can see how I fix this. Alright, see you in a little bit. Alright, guys, I got the transmission out. So let's crack this thing open real quick. Also, while I'm in here, last time I was changing out the servo or something, I snapped off the head on this brake cam that holds the lever down. So I think I have one here somewhere. Let me take a look real quick. Let's see. Alright. I got some parts up here. somewhere. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Bam! There it is. Brake cam LST LOSB 3603. We'll go ahead and put that bad boy in while we're at it. Get y'all back in the sling here. Alright. So you can yeah, you can do that too. Also, I think one of my bearings is bad. Maybe it's just too tight here on the dog bones and the carrier. It's a little clicky. I think it might be that it's too tight in there. I'll pull them off and check the bearings too. But let's go ahead and get this off. So here you have your brake disc. These are the carbon fiber disc. There's your output cup right here. So there's a screw here. Let's see that. There's a screw right there. There's one on the front, and then the one that attaches to the bottom to keep everything stationary. It actually is screwed in through the bottom chassis plate. We'll just get rid of this one. Alright, so that whole piece will come off. That's good, so I can clean all this up. Got your two discs. These are carbon fiber discs. Dang, those bad boys are dirty. I'm not going to be able to... There we go. So we'll just trash that one. Very dirty. Alright. My daughter's fixing to leave, guys, so let me just pause y'all for a minute and we'll crack this transmission open, okay? Be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So let's go ahead and take this apart. I'm going to go ahead and take this other cup off right here. Find my other 2.5 millimeter. There we go. Alright, so that's that. Since there's so many screws on this, I'll just use my drill. They're a 2mm. These center ones are a little bit longer. Got one missing? Yeah, sure enough, got one missing. I'm actually excited to see what the hell happened. And all of them. One more. This is the forward-only conversion. Originally, the LSTs came with forward, reverse, and a high and a low gear. But a lot of people, including myself, just converted them over to forward only. And there's also a single speed conversion. Apart. I wonder if I was missing another one. I don't think so. All of them. Alright, here we go. Let's see what the deal is. Aha. Good. That pin's in there, fine. It's a little bit loose. All the gears look okay. Check the ring gear. Makes its way through the shop after Mark sights off in the middle where Will preps, primes, and paints. What color will he paint it? Despite the rush received, progress in the shop continues with Mark's 1970 Charger as the team installs a new floor pad. Mark tests Will's knowledge and his patience. Might be a little bit worn. It's weird because everything is good. All the pins are still in there. Before they can be installed, Mark must decide what color the little dead wagon will be wearing to see. In Springfield, Oregon, Mark, together with his skill, forward-only conversion cost about $30. Up there. Ah, let's see what the problem is. Oh, maybe not. That's where it is, right there. Alright, folks. So what we got is a bad bearing. Alright. So what we're going to do is get this gear off the end here Looks like I had stripped this at one time, and I had to turn into a flathead on the end because I didn't have another one. So let me go ahead and get that off. I'll show you all this bearing. A lot of work just for a blown out bearing. Maybe I shouldn't be doing donuts, huh? You know, if I didn't have a crap load of parts for these things, I would not be doing that. But I have an end where I have unlimited LST parts. And not only do I have the LST parts, but anything I need, I get it for half price. So that sure helps a lot. But I probably am a little too rough. The video before that y'all saw was just a millisecond of the running that I was doing. I wanted to put those new diffs through their paces. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to have any issues anymore. And I didn't. The diffs are bulletproof. So let me see if I can get this off. Let me use a bigger screwdriver. It's not even tight. That could have been the issue, but I doubt it. It might have been a combination of this being a little bit loose and doing the donuts. Everything was fine until I went up on two wheels and gave it gas, gave it throttle, trying to keep it upright, and it just wouldn't go no more. Look at that thing there. That's part of the bearing. Hopefully I can get this off. And there's the shim. I don't want to lose that. And that's the seal for the bearing. I've been using a lot of Boca bearings, and I've had some issues with them. That's what my local hobby shop carries. Every now and then I'll order Fast Eddie bearings, but maybe I'll order another LST Fast Eddie kit. I think this ring gear is okay. And this output is okay. Let's see if I have some flange bearings. Get my bearings out here and see what I got. Alright, a few bearings here. Transmission bearings. I'm going to clean all this up. I won't bore y'all with all the details. I just wanted y'all to see what was wrong with it and how I accomplished getting to it. These flange bearings, like 5x11. Another part of the bearing. Alright, So I'm glad it wasn't anything more serious. And I'm glad the diff's held up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean all this up and I'm going to get it back together. I won't bore you all with all those details. You saw how I got it apart here. I'm probably going to clean out my header because I didn't do it when I put that new pipe on the other day. And I'm going to replace that brake cam and clean it up. So, alright guys, so I guess that's going to be it for tonight. And appreciate y'all watching. I know it can be kind of boring sometimes, and I promise once I get this little trip to the coast out of the way and get some work under my belt, I want to do some running with that Hyper 7. I'm also looking at some different platforms right now. I am going to be buying a truggy, more than likely a kit, and I've been talking to some different people, seeing what their suggestions are with my, you know, I wouldn't consider myself a newbie, but I don't know everything, and I don't know a lot of things, so I am mechanically inclined, and yeah, so we'll be getting a new platform pretty soon, and once that happens, once I've made my decision on which truggy platform I'm going to get, I'll let you guys know. But that's it for today. So everybody have a good work week, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, man.